not made. I'm Rachel, and this is the chaos of my life right now. You might hear some cows in the background. They are very unhappy at the moment because they're separating the calves for branding, and so mama cows are not too pleased. So if that's the background noise you hear, sorry about that. Can't do much about it right now. And this one is just something else. All right, hang on, I gotta get coffee. Okay, so you are here for a what I made crochet edition for the week, and I don't know if this is going to be everything, but this is the first part of the what I made this week clip. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this summer we're going to be a little displaced from different places. Right now we are at the ranch, hence the cows, and the we're here to help with the Airbnb that we co-manage with my husband's family. So if you're ever jaunting through the Southwest and you need a place to stay, maybe check it out. I'll put the address below. But yeah, it's a really great location, super peaceful most of the time when the cows aren't unhappy. But it's also really chilly. I'm cold. I'm used to a little warmer weather, so the last couple of days the wind has been like it normally is in the spring up here, and so it's cooled down a little, and right now I'm chilly, so I'm gonna have some coffee. Will you stop? You're just a mess. So demanding. Okay, place. All right, she's gonna give me a little space so that I can get through this. So the first thing I wanted to show you, everything I have now, I said place. I'm not talking to you right now. I'm talking to the YouTube friends. Place. Thank you. Stay. The first thing that I have to show you, I actually mostly finished before we came up to the ranch, but I couldn't leave it unfinished. I thought about it, because like, why am I gonna drag this with me off? Because I was like, why am I gonna drag this with me up to the ranch when it's mostly done, right? So, but I couldn't leave her unfinished. So I brought her up and I finished her. Can you please stop? Go on, off. Thank you. And that is Lily the frog. Now Lily comes in a pattern with two. It's Lily and Tad, I want to say, and Tad has a little like fishing jacket. Stop. She's being such a pest. No. Maybe the cows are irritating her too. I don't know. Anyway, and Lily came with a tutu and a little flower hat. But I thought, well, I'll pick Lily. She just looked like more fun. I didn't really want to do the jacket, but turns out for the challenge, we have to do both. So it really doesn't matter. I'm going to have to do Tad as well, which doesn't, they're cute. Look at them. Now, in the pattern, she has a little embroidered smile, but I kind of like her without. So I left that off. And then, okay, so about this pattern, it's worked just like the regular bunbuns, bottom to the top. The eyes are crocheted on separately, obviously. All of the, or no, they're sewn in, sorry. The limbs are all crocheted in. Then you go back and you make this tutu, you chain however many. I did follow that pattern because I want to do the challenge the way it's supposed to. I didn't want to do it that way, however. So, this is actually going to need more tacking. I did measure the chain that I created around her, and then I went through and did the stitches, the increases for the tutu. But it still was just kind of loose, and there's no way I could have left it without tacking it. So I tacked it in a couple of places, but I'm going to go back through and stitch it down pretty firmly because I don't want this to be a problem. It's just too loose. So if I made Lily again, I would leave front loops open on one of these rounds, and then I would just go back through and do the increases straight into the body and surface crochet this. I don't really like having to go back and make something like this separately and try to make sure it fits correctly and then put it on. It just doesn't work well for me anyway. And so anyway, I did that. And then her little flower hat, of course, let's see. Yep. Sorry, I'm in a different space. I don't know what I'm doing here. But I think she's adorable. And once I get her little brother Tad done, they'll make a cute little set. All right, and then what did I do next? Okay, the next thing that I made, all of these makes are the Bun Bun Challenge makes. I have something else that I started, ouch, which is not part of that challenge, sorry. And I just haven't had a chance to finish it, so hopefully in the next, I don't know, little bit, I'll get that finished. And it'll either be after this and I'll show it at the end of this video, or it'll be in next week's video or next whenever's video. Can't make any promises. This is Honey the Bear. Are we gonna focus? Can never tell. There we go. Honey I made in Premier Basics chocolate, so it doesn't look so much like a honey. And I did a little white under the eyes so that you could see them. And then I was gonna try to do eyelashes, and it's just too dark to see them, so I just gave them these little brown spots instead. So anyway, that is Honey the Bear, and I think it's a very cute little basic bear pattern. So no notes on this. The arms, of course, legs are crocheted in, muzzle is worked separately and sewn on, but like I said previously, I like to sew it on before I close up the head because it just makes it a ton easier. And also, sorry, the ears are crocheted separately and sewn in as well, but it's just, again, like one line of stitches, which I find to be easier to attach than trying to crochet around something. So all right, so that was Honey. Now these next two are going to be gifts for this part of why I wanted to do this pattern. I'm meeting up with a friend later in the week, and I say friend, this was somebody that I babysat from the time she was like a newborn baby up until, you know, she didn't need a babysitter, but it makes me feel so old. Anyway, she has two adorable little children now, and I wanted to make them something. So these are both have embroidered eyes for that reason, because her kids are small. The first one that I made was Tally the giraffe. No bark. Stop. And you can see the eyes, my embroidery there, maybe. I like embroidering eyes. It took me a long time to get to that point, but I do like it now. Tally does not have a tail. I did not put the tail on because I thought that Tally was going to the was going to the youngest, but then when I talked to you're messing up my focus. But then when I talked to my friend, she was like, actually the oldest, she is obsessed with giraffes. So I'm gonna put a tail on Tally today before I go, but I hadn't had the time to do that yet. So it's just a surface crochet chain out and whatever, slip stitch back kind of deal. Can you not? You are being so needy right now, or something. I don't know what the word is. Anyway, Tally was fun. The spots are all worked into the round. It was actually supposed to have another spot on the neck part somewhere. It's the basic Bun Bun challenge. The neck is just slightly lengthened. There's a couple extra rows there, but I missed that when I was reading through the pattern, and so I just fastened off the brown, and I did not want to reattach it just for that little spot, so I didn't. Arms and legs are crocheted in. Snout is crocheted on. I did that while the head was open. The ears are also crocheted in. They are worked up ahead of time and crocheted in the round, and then the ossicones, or whatever these are called, are sewn on. So sewn, all the rest crocheted in. And then the tail would be surface crocheted. So I like this little giraffe pattern. I've been wanting to do a giraffe for a while, And funny thing, I was watching Stacy from Stacy Makes, and she was actually while I was working on this. Dog, please stop. Off. Thank you. She was working on a different Madeline Mayco. By the way, it's just as an aside, I don't know if anybody noticed or who is going to tell me, but I have been calling her brand Madeline Made Co. I don't know if there was just a little dyslexia in there, which added the extra D, but it's only been within the last week and a half or so that I realized it's Madeline May. And maybe I got confused too, because it went back and forth. I think she was taught in James when I first purchased pattern from her. So anyway, I was saying it wrong the whole time. It's Madeline May, which I assume would be like first middle name. I don't know. But regardless, I got it right now. And I'm like, oh my goodness, how many times have I said that name incorrectly? And maybe nobody actually noticed, but yeah, that was just one of those little embarrassing moments in my life that will haunt me for the next 20 years. So anyway, Stacy was making a different giraffe that Madeline had designed while I was working on this one. I thought that was kind of fun. But yeah, I do like this pattern. I'm intimidated by a lot of giraffe patterns because, you know, a lot of them have a longer neck or they're standing, and those are just so much more involved. And so anyway, this one was easy enough, very simple to do. There was nothing major with the color changes that, you know, and it still gives giraffe. So I like this a lot. I think that maybe in the future, if I do another one, I will try it with baubles here for the ossicones. Ossicones? I'm probably saying that wrong too. You could correct me, and then I can even be embarrassed about that also. But that would make it a little bit easier. Not that these are difficult, but I just don't like working a lot of, you know, stitches, the five or four or however many it is in the magic circle thing. It just is not my favorite. So if I were going to be making them for markets, say, then it would be easier to do that. Anyway, Tally the giraffe will definitely be a repeat pattern for me. I can see myself making more of these. And this one is going to be a gift. So, but it's also part of the challenge. So I took the picture, so I have proof that I have it. And then my last make for the week is the make for the little one, since the giraffe is going to the bigger baby, bigger sister. This is Sunny the sunflower, and I just thought it turned out so cute. Also, I used the Mama Made Minis collab Sunny color for the actual sunflower petals. So this one obviously is worked a little different. The arms are supposed to be like a leaf, so they're shaped slightly different. They are still crocheted ahead of time and then sewn in. Stop, please. By the way, this is Piper. Yes. Yeah. Everybody is, you know, you're gonna be the star of the show. Can you not? Off. No, thank you. Off. Sit. Rebellious child. Okay, off. I just need to get through this real quick. We've got stuff to do. Go in your place. Okay, so Sunny here is worked from the bottom up. These are crocheted in, and then the head is just the basic bunbun baby head, bunbun head. And then this is also made separately with the chain, and then you go work around, yes, you start with a chain obviously, but you actually work it straight. You don't connect it and work in the circle, so it's a straight line ish that you're working each of the petals into. And it was definitely a trust the process moment for me, because it started to look weird and I was like, what is happening? And then but yeah, it worked out. It's perfect. And then you go back and you connect it together and then you stitch it on. So it's very, very securely stitched all the way around. Just this little sunflower head. And I thought it was super cute. I embroidered these eyes as well. One of them was giving me a hard time, but I just pulled it all out and redid it, which is something fun you can do with embroidery that you can't do with sinker eyes. So anyway, those are my makes for the week. Sunny and Tally are gonna go to a new home, and they will be hopefully well loved, and then we will see what else happens between now and whenever I get this posted. So no promises. This might be all you get. And if so, then I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe consider subscribing. I've gotten some new subscribers because Chris from the Enchanted Skein was kind enough to recommend my channel or give me a shout out, which I so appreciated. That was very kind of her. And I always enjoy talking with people in the comments and getting you guys' feedback. So thank you so much if you're watching, and I will see you either in the next clip or in the next video. Okay, this is going to be the end of the video. I have a couple more things to show you, and I just got to do this really quickly because, as you can see, I'm in another completely different space, and I'm struggling a little bit because I have no space. I have no place. So I'm feeling really displaced. I'm doing my best to stay, you know, calm and be good with all this stuff, but right now I'm feeling a little frazzled. So let's wrap up this video. I did not get my one non-bunbun challenge pattern done this week, but I am planning on working on it this weekend. So hopefully I will have that to show you in the next one. I'm kind of trying to trust the process because it's not looking like I expected it to look. So anyway, we'll talk about it later. What I did get done was a little pumpkin. Pumpkin is a bunbun pattern. I used this, I don't even know, cypress color from the Premier Stash Goals. And then this one is, I think, some type of Bernat that was just in my yarn stash. I don't even remember what the color is. So again, this worked like a regular bunbun. Arms, legs, or leaves in this instance are crocheted first and then worked into the round, crocheted in, then head, you know, bottom up. It's all crocheted together. You add a little stem and add these little curly vines. I did do one different color on the vines. I think that's cute. So with these, you're supposed to start with a slip stitch into the head and chain out ever so many, and then come back with the increases to make the little curlies. I didn't do that. I instead just chained the number and made these off of the head, and then I just tied them in because I didn't want to have to work those increases. I struggle with these type of curly Q things while it was attached to the head. So, and also I have found with my tension, I have to increase at least 3 in every stitch in order for it to curl. Otherwise it just looks weird. So that's probably just a me thing and something that I've figured out over the time that I've been trying to do these little curly cues. So anyway, this is Pumpkin from Madeline May Co. And it's one of her bunbun patterns. And then the last bunbun I have to show you is Coda the kitty. So Coda is a pretty standard bunbun pattern. Arms, legs crocheted first, then crocheted in. Tail is also crocheted in as well, and ears are sewn on after. So that's this one. I thought it was cute. Gave it some little white stripes for the kitty, and added a little white for the eyes and an eyelash. So that's it. That's all I have for you for this video. All of it has been bunbun patterns. Coda here is my 12th bunbun that I have finished, so I feel good about that, and I'm just gonna keep plugging away. I did get accepted for a pattern test, and that means yarn shopping, so I am gonna go out today and see what I can find. I probably shouldn't have applied, just considering all things with where I'm at right now, but I couldn't resist, so I'm gonna do that. I also wanted something to give my mind a little bit of a mental break from these bun patterns. So I'm gonna see if I can find some yarn that will work well with that. If not, I have a backup that I could probably use, so no big deal if I can't find something here, but I should be able to, right? I can always find yarn. So anyway, that's where I'm gonna leave it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.